Hey guys, Scott here with a new beer dissection video for you today. What I have today, a little different. I think it's my first, I believe, Canadian beer. A friend of mine, Susan, I don't usually use last names on these videos, but not only brought me this beer, made this nice homemade bottle opener, which is great. I'm going to use that in a few minutes. Thank you. So the beer we have today is from Henderson Brewing Company outside of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and it's called Rush Golden Ale. Okay, and I think technically they call it Rush Rye Golden Ale because they're using rye. If this rings a bell, Rush, those of you around my age or maybe slightly younger, slightly older, know the band Rush. Yes, indeed, it is a collaboration with them. I don't know. I'm not privy to the business relationship, but some of the Rush members from the band kind of got involved with Henderson Brewing Company outside of Toronto, and they produced this beer. I think just recently it's been available in the United States. I think even Susan told me initially that it hadn't been available in the United States. And when I was perusing a few things about the beer, I saw something like that. So now, Rye Golden Ale, I did a video on Golden Ale. I think it was from Southern Tiers, 8 days a week, Golden Ale. So if you want to know a little bit more specifically about that. Now, Rye Golden Ale, what rye does for the beer, one of the grains, it usually adds a little bit more spiciness to it. So we'll take a sniff and a taste of this in just a few seconds here to see if that indeed is what's happening. I got to say, my first impression, I don't do a lot of first impressions on these dissections. When I saw Canadian, I saw, Golden Ale, I'm thinking of like the days when I was probably in late high school, early college, Molson, Moosehead, Labatt's when I was in school upstate New York. So that's my initial impression of this beer. Definitely have never had this before. This is something that is a little bit of a treat because sometimes you get so used to these common beers that we see in the store. To get something new is great. It's coming in at 5.5% alcohol. Like I said, from Henderson Brewing Company outside of Toronto. And I'm sure they're brewing a ton of other beers also. I don't see a bottling date on this. Maybe it was on the 6-pack, which is fine, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, 5.5% alcohol, a Rye Golden Ale, Rush, kind of named after the band. Okay, a Rush. All right, so let's crack this bad boy open with my new bottle opener. Okay. So let's pour this thing in there. Like I said, I'm expecting like a spicier golden ale, which is also called blonde ale. Again, I have a video about that specifically. So let's take a look at this. Beautiful kind of medium to, I don't want to say dark gold, but probably like a medium gold color. Pretty clear, little chill haze. I apologize from some of the nucleation bubbles we're getting. It's a clean glass. Maybe it's not perfectly beer clean, so we kind of get a little critical of that. It has nothing to do with the beer. About a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, nice white, densely packed foam head on there. But again, nice gold, a little chill haze, okay? Rye is probably a little bit like wheat. That sometimes you'll get a little bit of a haze because of extra proteins in there. But anyway, very pretty looking beer, okay? So let's take a sniff of the aroma. Okay. Yeah, you get kind of a light bread crust. Even if I can dare to say rye bread type of smell to it, hence the use of rye. Okay. Kind of get that sweet malt aroma also. Doesn't smell anything like those Canadian lagers I was mentioning, Molson, Moosehead, Labatt's. Nothing like it, which in a way is a good thing, okay? Bread crust, light toast to it. You can see the color that maybe they use. I don't have the grist on this. For those of you new to my channel, the grist is all the different grains they use to produce the beer. But very pleasant. I mean, little citrus smell on the aroma. Maybe like a little apple, pear, light honey type of aroma, but not like as an oxidized honey aroma, like 2,3-pentadione type of honey aroma. Just very pleasant. Okay, so cheers, guys. Let's take a swig of this. Nice. I immediately get a little bit of that spiciness, probably from the rye malt that's being used. Similar thing, toasty, bread crust. I guess I can even say rye bread on the palate. Slight citrus. Not overbearing, though. So it's not like grapefruit. So if you're looking for something like a New England IPA, grapefruit, orange, mandarin, this is not the beer for you. But very subtle. Nice medium carbonation. No alcoholic warmth, which you wouldn't expect at 5.5%. A little piney too. I think I get a little pine there. Spruce tips. Very mild, not like your typical Pacific Northwest hop though. Clean aftertaste. But indeed, it's kind of like if you watch my blonde ale, golden ale video, and we talk about that sweet malt. So you kind of get a nice sweetness from the malt, little spiciness kick from the rye probably. Some of the other hops that I'm getting there, again, a little piney, slight citrus, maybe a little herbal, floral type of quality also. But very easy drinking. This is actually better than when I'm going in thinking my first impression is a, Molson, nothing to knock those beers, Labatt's, things like that. I'm expecting almost like an American light lager, Canadian light lager. This has a lot more sweetness and more malt profile than those beers, as well as hop aroma. But easy drinking, very crushable, quaffable. But even on the aftertaste, when I sit there, I kind of get that spiciness from the rye, most likely. Moderate bitterness, just enough. I could see, sitting down, this is 5.5%. You're not being overwhelmed. There's a nice balance between the hops and bitterness versus the malt. So I could see you can kind of consume more than one of these, like sessionable, without getting in over your head. Typical beer, I would categorize this as, if I was pairing it, pretty much go with anything, barbecue, burgers, fries, wings, whatever it may be, because there's definitely enough carbonation, kind of medium to medium high carbonation, enough bitterness to kind of cut through some of that. But I got to say, I definitely have not had this before. Henderson Brewing Company, I'm not familiar with. If I didn't have this beer given to me, probably would never have known anything about them. But nice, again, typical blonde ale with a little spiciness if you guys want to. So if you know, Kona Brewing Company makes, what's the Golden Hawaiian, or I forget the name, something Wave. It's a golden ale. I'm sorry, I'm not remembering the beer off the top of my head, the exact name of it. But with a little spiciness, a little bit more bite from the rye, from the hops. That's kind of what you're getting here. But easy drinkable. Malt profile, rye, bread crust, light toast, and hops. Again, little citrus, little piney, pretty much it. So anyway, I sometimes, I would give this a good solid, B plus beer. Like sometimes, but again, if you're looking for something easy, thirst quenching, easy to drink, not over going to bear you with a lot of those fruity hops and or, dark roasted malts like from brown ales, porters, and stouts. This is very pleasurable. Now, I don't know what the distribution is in the United States, if you're actually going to see it, but it is Rush Golden Ale or Rush Rye Golden Ale when I research it, 5.5%. Solid beer, though. I would definitely check it out if you ever happen to see it, but I don't think I particularly have seen it in stores. Let me just take one, like I usually do, one last little sniff if I want to add anything to this. But definitely not Molson, okay, or Moosehead. A lot more flavor to it, more aroma, a little more pronounced bitterness than that too. Not actually say more moderate bitterness, but pronounced over those other styles of beer is what I was trying to say. Anyway, guys, that's the beer dissection today from the band Rush, as well as Henderson Brewing Company outside of Toronto in Ontario, Canada, is this Golden Ale, Rye Golden Ale. And I would recommend it, especially, if you're looking for something easy to drink and sessionable. Okay, guys? Have a great day till the next beer dissection. I'll see you then. Take care.